Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second Facebook Live series with Tracy from Ironbark Industries. I'm very excited to be here, and we're 2 minutes behind time, but we want to show you hear us properly. Okay, so before I hand over to Tracy, I just wanted to remind people that we have ProfitCon coming up in May, and I'll tell you a bit more about that at the end. And the purpose of this Facebook Live series is to ensure that you find out a little bit more about who our Profit First professionals are, and what Profit First is, and top tips and why people are choosing to become Profit First professionals. And if you have any questions at all, drop them in the chat, and Tracy will be sure to answer them. So welcome, Tracy. Thank you so much for making the time to join.
No problem, Laura. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, sure. So I've been a bookkeeper since 2000, so quite a while now. And I started my own business in 2009, predominantly so that I could get a better work-life balance and, be there for the kids and things like that, and to, help a wider variety of businesses to what I was when I was employed.
Okay, fantastic. And so just to give us a little bit more information, so who are the types of businesses that you generally help, and what made you become a Profit First professional?
Okay, so I've got a variety of clients. I've got some in the legal industry. I've got maker clients, so those that do a lot of handmade stuff. And I've got a few tradie clients as well, is the main mix of my businesses. And I decided to become a Profit First professional because an existing client of mine was using the system, and she told me about it. So I thought, it sounds pretty good. So I bought the book, and I had a read of the book and started implementing it in my business as I went through the book. And I could see that it was definitely beneficial. So I decided to look further into becoming a Profit First professional.
Okay, and so I wanted to ask you about that. How long have you been a Profit First professional for, and what are you currently doing with your clients?
Yeah, so I joined Profit First Professionals, I think, in September or October last year, and I became fully certified in December. And with my clients, as a bookkeeper, I offer bookkeeping services as well, but I do offer Profit First services either to go complement the bookkeeping or as a standalone service. So with the Profit First, if that's what the clients want me to do, I review their accounts, prepare a profit assessment report, which will provide the percentages that they need to allocate to the different accounts. And I do also offer an ongoing support and accountability package to help them implement the assessment.
Okay, and so what sort of changes, or I guess pain points, are your clients coming to you with, and what are you changing in their business?
Yeah, so some of their pain points are they're not paying themselves any wage, or just simply not enough, or that they don't have enough money to pay their BAS bills or their taxes. So that's usually a big thing as well. And the other main one is helping them to reduce their expenses. So
okay, that makes a lot of sense. So what kind of expenses are you looking at?
We look at everything when I go through it. So I look at what subscriptions they hold, and if they actually need them, because I know a lot of people, and I've been guilty of it before. Oh, that sounds good, we'll sign up for that, and we're paying all of this money out, but we're not actually getting the benefit out of it. So I go through all of their subscriptions, remind them to review their insurances and those sorts of things when they come due, so that they can have a look around for a better deal, perhaps. Same with telephone and electricity expenses, that sort of stuff, to see if they can be reduced. And with their products that they're sourcing, you know, their supplies that they get in, can they get a better deal, a better price for the same quality product?
Okay, that totally makes sense. And so obviously your business is a bit different to the clients that you're working with. So what prompted you to first look at Profit First? And when you implemented it in your business, what did you find worked really well? And what did you find, you know, was a bit challenging, but has in the end made things, I guess, easier for yourself, or are things still challenging?
Yeah. So, like, when I implemented it, it was quite a daunting thing. You think, oh, you know, like, I need to put money aside into the profit account or into this account, and I can't touch it, but I've got all of these expenses to pay. But just starting out slowly, so, you know, 1% to go into a profit account, it's not that much. And if you're starting out slowly, you can reduce those expenses. So that helps to, you know, sort of alleviate that concern that there's not going to be enough money available to pay my bills. But the main things, well, you know, getting a profit distribution every quarter is, you know, a bit of a bonus. But the other main one is just knowing that during quiet periods, and, you know, every business goes through them, they're at all different times of the year for a lot of businesses. So just knowing that during those quiet periods, there is enough money in my operating expenses account to cover those bills, and so that I can still have a wage and an income. So yeah, that was the biggest thing for me.
Perfect. And the way that I guess your business is structured is very different to most. So do you mind sharing a little bit about that? Because the biggest thing that I find in terms of questions that I receive of business owners is, yeah, but my business is different, or I've got a trust, or there's, you know, I've got another person that's in it. How does that work? And so I think showcasing how you're set up is really different, and you've managed to make it work, could help a lot of people.
Yeah, sure. So, like, you know, every business is different. And we do operate under a trust. That is our setup. And so I've got my bookkeeping business that we run, and underneath our same ABN and our main trading, the trust name, my husband runs his business as well. So we've got two completely separate businesses, but I'm doing the books for both. And yeah, my husband's not always employed under our business. Sometimes he gets employed as an employee with other companies. So that was a bit of a juggle for me when I first started to set it up, because I was like, well, how do I account for his expenses? What do I do with them if he's not working in the business? So yeah, that took a little bit for me to get my head around. But, you know, every business is different. So it's just a matter of finding the way that works for each business.
And so do you feel that Profit First is fully implemented in your business?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
fantastic.
Definitely.
But it took time, right?
It did take time. Like, I started implementing Profit First pretty much almost a year ago. It was around April last year when I first started reading the book and opened up those first accounts. So yeah, I would say probably with about 6 to 8 months it took before I was completely comfortable with the system and could really notice the differences that it was making. But yeah, definitely it takes time.
Okay, fantastic. And so in your experience, so with your own implementation of Profit First and working with clients, do you recommend that people just implement it fully from the beginning, or are there specific accounts that you might, you know, advise people to set up first? And does a person have to fully implement Profit First?
Okay, yeah, I would suggest, well, starting slowly to start with. And if you're not 100% sure, definitely set up your profit account. And I would, well, but even before I started Profit First, I always recommended my clients have a tax account and a GST account so that they were accounting for those expenses as well. But the easiest way to implement it is to make sure you do have all of the 5 accounts set up. And if you've got to go to the bank to open one account, you may as well go and open all of them at one point. It will save you time down the track. So yeah, I would say make sure you open up all of them. I think they're all very important. And if you're going to implement it by yourself, definitely start slowly. Start it if you're not putting anything aside for any of those, any of the expenses. Start slowly, start at 1% for all of them and increase them as you're decreasing your expenses.
Okay, that's great sort of information there. And I think, myself included, when I decide I want to implement something, I'm like, right, I'm going to do it all. And then then there's a tendency to kind of go, oh, this isn't working. And so really taking it slowly and doing one thing at a time. And the general consensus and rule that I go with is, what's the biggest thing that's stressing me out, and start there, and then move forward once that feels more comfortable. I guess so. The other question that I have for you is, what's your number one tip for business owners when it comes to the implementation of Profit First?
My number one tip is just do it. Just take the plunge and start. It is life changing. It does give you that financial freedom. So without it, it just makes life so much easier. Take the plunge, read the book, contact a Profit First professional to help you get your percentages right and to give you that support to implement it.
Fantastic. And so another thing that I find business owners worry about a lot is that it's not done right the first time. What would your advice be there?
I would say if it's not done right the first time, don't give up. There's always a second time or a third time. If you're trying, that is the best thing. It's better than not attempting to do it. And if you are struggling, then definitely seek some help from somebody, from a professional that does know how to help you implement it and get it to help, so that it will work for you.
Fantastic. And so for those accountants, bookkeepers and coaches that might be watching this either live or the replay, you've answered the question as to why you became a Profit First professional, but I guess, how has it changed your business, and why should, other accountants, coaches and bookkeepers consider becoming Profit First professionals?
Yeah, so it's changed my business because instead of, as a bookkeeper, just doing the basic data entry, I'm helping my clients to look at the bigger picture, to look at their expenses, to make sure that they're profitable, that they've got enough money to pay their tax, to pay themselves, and to take a distribution every quarter. So for any accountants, bookkeepers or coaches that are out there, it's really just about helping your clients understand where their money is getting spent and helping them to become a profitable business and stay a profitable business.
Okay, fantastic. And so where can we find out more about what you do, and how can people get in touch with you if they're wanting to, ask you a question? Apart from the fact that if you do have questions, even with watching the replay, don't hesitate to put them in this chat, and myself and and Tracy will have a look and respond. But if they want to take it a step further and organise, I guess, maybe a conversation with you, or to find out a little bit more, where can they find you?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm still in the process of sorting out a website, but I do have a Facebook page where I can be found. So if Ironbark Industries Bookkeeping is where I can be found there, or they can send me an email. It's pretty straightforward, tracysellers@bigpond.com. Might make that nice and easy. Yes. And yeah, they can book an appointment with me through the Facebook page as well if they want.
Fantastic. And we will be putting your information in the comments so that people can easily click and find your page and I know your email address and that sort of thing. I really appreciate you taking the time today, and we like to kind of keep it short and sweet because I know that when it comes to replays, I don't want to sit around for an hour. Really appreciate the fact that you've given some tips and you've explained your own journey. If anything else comes to mind, I'm sure you'll comment in the live once it becomes available on the page. But yeah, we love having you as part of the Profit First family. And if anyone's interested, definitely get in touch with Tracy, because she definitely knows what she's doing and can help you a lot. So thank you.
Thanks, Laura. It's been great.
No worries. Okay, so before I stop this live, I just wanted to remind people that we have got a dinner with Mike Michalowicz in May. He's going to be doing a keynote and a mini workshop about how to be, you know, a more profitable business, and not, yes, in relation to Profit First, but other things, because obviously Mike has so much knowledge to impart on all of us as business owners. There's this information we found on the website. If you have any questions, you can email us at info@profitfirstaustralia.com.au. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic night, so come along. I know. So yeah, thank you. I will speak to you all at a later date. Thanks, Tracy.
Thanks, Laura.